Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have some information coming out about X-Men 97. Now, a lot of people are trying to claim that X-Men 97 is a flop, and Disney Plus obviously is a shitty streaming platform. I do agree with the second half. I don't know what's going on with the first half, and the reason why is because X-Men 97, for all intensive purposes, is being praised by basically everyone, right? Like, even YouTubers who initially hated it in the beginning, for those who ended up watching it for whatever reason, apparently they are praising the story and saying that it's fantastic. One of the main issues people have with it is the animation, which I agree, the animation is obviously garbage. I've said that since day one, but they're praising the story, even with the gay shit, the non-binary shit, and all that stuff in there. They're saying it's a good story. But apparently, there's people coming out who watch the analytics and watch what happens when shows go on certain charts, and they notice that X-Men 97 is on no chart whatsoever.
Check this out. You ever heard of this one? You're not on the list, so feel free to get in line.
So we have an article here from Fandom Post with a headline that reads, X-Men 97 flops, Disney Plus is a dead streaming platform. Again, with the whole morph thing being non-binary and the gay innuendos and all this other nonsense, people are praising it. People are saying it's one of the best stories out there, since whatever. And that's fine. That's great. I'm happy that people are actually enjoying it, and I was proven wrong in terms of the story, and that happens. Shit happens. That is what it is. But regardless, I've made my stance. I'm not watching this shit because I'm completely against Disney, and I think that that's the part that people are missing, right? I think that what's happening is that Disney has pissed off so many people. Disney has gotten to the point where, yeah, even if they put out a hit like this, not a lot of people are going to watch it or support it because they have become completely anti-Disney no matter what. They're not going to support this shit, and if they do watch it, they're probably going to pirate it most likely and avoid giving Disney the click, which seems to be the case because the show is not charting whatsoever. Even with all the good press and everything, the show is not even in the top 10 like other woke shows have gotten just based off numbers. So let's get into this article, guys, from Fandom Post. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says, in spite of mostly positive reviews from both sides of the culture war, like we said before, Disney's X-Men 97 appears to be a flop in terms of viewership. For weeks now, the show hasn't managed to break into the Nielsen top 10 rankings, making it the worst performing Marvel show on Disney Plus. In spite of the initial news that the show had managed to draw in 4 million views for its debut episode, which was one of the most viewed premieres for a Disney Plus show, the series doesn't seem to be retaining viewers. Now, this is interesting, and this is why I keep saying you cannot believe these fake-ass numbers that Disney likes to come out with, because Disney will give you a certain metric that makes them look good, and Amazon does this too. Look what happened with Rings of Power. They said, oh, Rings of Power got 24 million viewers. It was in the first episode. And then the show completely died off. I mean, only 30-some-odd% of people finished the show. Now, here's the thing. From what I'm understanding, the people who are praising the show finished the show from beginning to end. I don't understand how the numbers are not reflecting that. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So it goes to show that something is off here. And if it got 4 million views for its debut episode, wouldn't you think it would be in one of the Nielsen's top 10 ratings for that week, at least for the debut episode? Don't you think it would be up there? It just seems a little bit weird to me. It says, worse yet, the show doesn't seem to have brought in new subscribers or given any reason for old subscribers to renew. Although the show does appear to be a faithful adaptation, it appears that not enough to stop Disney Plus' decline. There are reasons why the show may have had a much more chaotic start whenever necessary. Now, again, guys, Nielsen's top 10, you can see it right here. Even Halo, bro, I need you guys to understand that even Halo Season 2 is in the Nielsen top 10. Halo Season 2. Do you guys understand how Halo's getting roasted right now? Do you guys understand? Like, that's a show that is literally getting fucking destroyed in terms of press and whatnot. And even Halo Season 2 hit top 10 Nielsen ratings. Something is very wrong here. It says, with the Nielsen Ensemble ratings released, X-Men 97 doesn't appear to be on the charts. This makes history for Disney Plus, as the series is performing worse than Miss Marvel and What If, which both at least hit the top 10 streaming for Disney Plus service. That's a good point. That is a very good point, man. Miss Marvel, the worst watched show, and What If even hit top 10 on the Nielsen ratings. And Miss Marvel, nobody saw that shit, man. So I don't understand how this show that supposedly everybody is praising, How is this show not in the top 10, at least for the first week, right? With the first episode, maximum viewership, how is this show not in the top 10? I'm going to tell you, I think it genuinely has to do with the fact that you guys are underestimating how people don't want to support Disney anymore. I think it's a big aspect of this. And also, I think you're also underestimating how much people would actually pirate this nonsense and not want to give Disney the actual direct support. I think that Disney's name, Disney's reputation has been tanked so hard that this is now this is the first show that is really showcasing that fact, right? Like how Disney is actually tanking really hard to the point that even when they come out with a good show, nobody gives a fuck. And if they do give a fuck, they're not going to support you directly. It says early on, a lot of marketing became tainted with potential fans when character of Morph was declared to be non-binary. This change made little sense given the character showed no signs of this, and the terminology did not exist back in the 90s when the show was meant to take place. The arbitrary change may have managed to eventually be accepted by former fans of the show, but fan accounts which would then continue to throw gasoline on the fire by accusing those upset of being bigots, as well as saying how the X-Men aren't for them and they shouldn't bother watching. Now, this paragraph right here, I feel like you could take a lot out of this and understand just what it takes to destroy a show, right, before it even comes out. There was no need to announce the fact that Morph was non-binary. By announcing the fact that Morph was non-binary, I feel like you fucked the show before the show was even able to come out. It gave bad press to the show that didn't need to exist. I'm not saying you didn't have to make Morph not non-binary, but I'm saying maybe not mention it. Like maybe just keep it in the show and let people find out when they watch the TV show. That way they're kind of subverted in a way, but I just feel like you gave bad press to a show that didn't need to have bad press to begin with by announcing this shit. Not only that, when it talks about the changes being accepted by former fans, yep, maybe that's true, but as long as the show is true to the source material, that's really all that matters to most fans. But also the second part too. Fan accounts would then continue to throw gasoline onto fire by accusing those upset of being bigots. That's the problem with a lot of the people on that particular side of the aisle. They don't realize that, hey, if you like X-Men because it's woke, that's great, right? Fantastic. If you think X-Men was woke since beginning, congratulations, fantastic. But you guys realize that you complain about people gatekeeping certain IPs. You complain about people gatekeeping gaming and whatnot. But you are literally gatekeeping by telling people if they don't like it, don't watch it. And by calling them bigots and whatnot. You are doing the same exact thing. And now you're realizing that, hey, you actually don't have the numbers. That's the problem. You don't have the majority numbers. The majority numbers are on the other side. There's so many examples of that being proven. And by you telling people to not watch it and they're bigots and et cetera, you're just fucking yourself. You're fucking over your shows that need the support. Your shows need the support. You don't have the numbers, so you need the support. Trust me, I'm telling you, it's very clear by these numbers that you don't have it. You don't have majority support, so you need it. So by doing shit like this, that just ruins the chance of your show being successful. It really does, man. Look at this. X-Men updates. The X-Men have and will always be symbols for inclusion and diversity. If you're a bigot and have a problem with that, you're not an X-Men fan. You don't understand the slightest thing about them and basically telling us to go fuck off. Even with the positive reviews that came out after the debut in March, the brand appeared to be already tainted. For some, it was best to just not watch it since they were being told not to, and others just lost interest in another culture war battle over the cartoon. Now, for me, it has to do with Disney. I'm not going to support Disney. That's the camp that I'm in. I refuse to support Disney. Disney can go fuck itself, right? There's a lot of people that are in that camp. You can call it black-pilled or whatever. A lot of people are in that camp. And I think you guys need to stop underestimating just how many people are in that particular camp and what it means for anything that Disney comes out with, whether it's good or bad. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.